my spouse, and I open up and I share with him. I opened up and share with him everything that I've gone through in my life. I unpeeled every layer and did not leave anything out. His face was like, oh my God. Welcome back to another episode of They Love Our Energy podcast. I am your host, Renata Nicole.
Trey Antoinette. Y'all don't understand what happened just 10 minutes.
The things that occur before the episode finally enters in. And I was trying not to laugh during that.
And you always say I'm the problem. Like I'm the one that has these moments. Ma'am, you just have 5 moments.
Yep, I did.
And 8 retakes.
I did. Yep. I sure did.
Anyway, how are you? How are you doing today?
I'm okay. I'm okay. How are you today?
I'm just spectacular.
Benjamin. Frederick. How are you today, Frederick?
What?
I'm so calling you Frederick.
Who's Frederick? Ma'am.
You don't know who Frederick is?
I don't want to know.
Okay.
I am doing great. I'm doing just fine.
Great.
Great. Amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thanks for being patient.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what just happened, but don't smile. Look at me.
I just wonder if they're listening to this in their car on the way to work
and they're trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah, I hope y'all. I say this all the time, but I hope y'all laugh. I hope it brings some laughter to your morning or whatever time of day that you are watching this.
You guys are literally just tuning into our daily chronicles of WTFs and
basically
what we want to talk about. Basically, I hope you guys are here for a good time and a long time. Because I'm here for a long time. I'm finally opening up, getting out my shell. Finna crack a nut. Bus. Hey, you guys. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode.
I said that already, but let her say it again.
I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get on track. This week, we are talking about vulnerability. And
which is so funny.
It really is. It's not, but it is.
It's just funny how we're going into a serious topic and
after having
all this goofiness going on.
So please just bear with us. But yeah, this week we're talking about vulnerability. We are in the month of love, self-awareness, self-care, and I guess let's just dive onto it. So. Do you think what?
Y'all saying yes.
Oh, do you think that a vulnerability is a strength or a weakness, and why?
I feel like it's a strength. Mainly because it does take a lot of courage to be able to be honest and open with people and share your true feelings and be real. And I'm a realist, so I feel like it's a strength. Not everybody can do that. Some people just kind of hold what they're going through inside out of fear. And I'm gonna just give it to you real, okay? I'm gonna be raw and I'm gonna be straightforward with it too, and not to bring it. So for so long I held on to not telling people how I really felt.
Yeah.
And I ain't like how they made me feel. So now, in a sense, it's kind of crazy because I probably be a little extra. My husband literally calls me snap ready because I literally tell everybody how I feel. I don't hold on to it anymore.
You know,
if I'm feeling some type of way, you gonna know it.
I think we went through this once upon a time on our little nicknames because, in my family, I don't know how I got the name Killer or Trigger. Because these people, my husband's cousin which we were just like three. We're just all of us
Mm-hmm.
together. He's known me the same amount of time as my husband has known me. So he'll be like, "What's up? What do you call me? What's up, killer?" And I'd be like, "Hey." But I never knew why, I never
Mm-hmm.
understood it. And then his other cousin calls me Trigger, and I just sit there and I'd be like, I
What?
don't do anything.
It's
I
like, I
really,
don't do
at that
nothing.
time, I didn't do anything, but now I embrace those names.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Right. I mean, yeah. You gotta be real. You gotta be open. You gotta tell people how you feel. Because that's the only way you gonna heal and grow. Mm-hmm.
I can see it as both. I can see
Mm-hmm.
it as a weakness and a strength, but I only see it as a weakness when someone uses it against you.
Right. Yeah.
Um, I think when you're vulnerable, it's showing strength of like your true raw emotions, and sometimes that is something that is hard for me to deal with.
Yeah.
I've learned to actually I've learned to actually say what I need to say during the time that I need to say it versus going back and just hold, cuz I am a cancer, but I'm not the sensitive cancer. So
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to mask my emotions until it's ready for me to demask it or unmask it.
Yeah.
But the only thing is that I can build up so much to where I can just snap,
Yeah.
and and that's just a bunch of buildup. So I try not to have that buildup anymore, and just tell people how I genuinely feel, because it's eating me inside with all the questions or the what ifs or the should haves that I've done.
Right.
Because I can literally speak about someone said something to me, and I can think about that for 4 days, questioning if that is something that
Mm-hmm.
I am or I'm not, or did
Right.
I do
Yeah.
something? Could I have fixed the situation? And then it it takes a toll on me. So if
Right.
I can be like, hey, this is what really bothered me during this time, um, I'm not looking for you to fix it. This is for me to just tell you. I'm not looking for anything for you. I just need to tell you what's on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But I have learned as I've gotten older to definitely be a little bit more open.
Yeah.
But I think my openness sometimes comes very snappy as well. I think it's just more so I don't want to be ran or walked over.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I don't have time to be weak. Like with my family, I don't have time to be weak. So I have to be ready. You throw me a
Mm-hmm.
bone, I'm gonna throw you a hammer. Hopefully
Not
that makes
really.
sense, because I do struggle with it, and I'm learning to with my friend group. I'm learning to be vulnerable with them, but I've also learned that it just takes the right person to.
Right. Yeah.
Which brings us to how has vulnerability helped with your connections? Like, how has it helped with being open
Mm-hmm.
and with your partner, your friends?
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said just a few seconds ago, like I used to hold everything in and not really, mainly because I didn't want to really be a burden to anybody. So that's why I would like hold a lot of stuff in. But I have always been kind of labeled as like the strong person or like the
Yeah,
strong friend. And eventually it just got to the point to where I just allow things to like pile up, and things that I'm going through and things that I wasn't being open about to pile up, that I just got tired of it and I couldn't take it no more. So I started being honest and telling people like how I really, really feel. And even some of the darkest things that I have held on to that I never speak about, and even some people still don't know, I was able to share those things with my husband, which helped, to get those out, and it helped him to understand me better and some of the things that I've gone through in my past. And then also, the one thing that I love so much about my friends is like, since we've been friends for 20 years, they have pretty much seen everything that I've gone through, and just being open and talking to them is about exactly how I felt through these different stages in my life and even in their lives too. It just kind of it strengthens us. Like it
Yeah.
strengthens us, and then when we see each other overcoming something or our wins, like it just we just show so much more, like it's so much more love and like just knowing like one of my friends, for example, um she knows my background. Like I had things been a little rough for me over the course of years. But when we started this podcast, she texted me this long message that made me cry. And one thing that she really said is, Renata, like, I see you doing things that you talked about for so many years. And it makes me so happy to see that you are happy just because she knows where I've came from. So I definitely, and that's one of the reasons too from the past. Like when I didn't tell people how I felt, like people will run over you. People do take advantage of that. People only do what you allow them to do. So if you don't put a stop to it, if you don't be open, and if you don't say, no, I don't like this, like they're gonna keep doing it. And so I had to get to the place where I'm like, that's why am the way that I am now. I guess kind of snap ready, like I do be ready to say something because you're not finna run over me, you're not finna treat me no kind of way. I know my worth, I know my purpose. Like, no, baby, no. And that's another reason why when you realize that you have people that are in your circle that are doing that, that's when it's time for you to cut ties.
Yep, I definitely agree with my friends and well with my husband we have like a non-judgmental relationship style or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So I'm able to debunk or just
Listen, we
talk literally.
don't
That's
judge.
crazy. But yeah, we literally listen, and I appreciate that he
Mm-hmm.
listens to whatever concerns that I have, and then he helps me with a solution. So like, if I'm saying I'm having a hard time with this friend, um, is there is it me? Is it my feelings? Am I just too emotional in this
Right.
state? Is it something that I'm overthinking because I am an overthinker? Um, so
Mm-hmm.
how can I help myself not feel this way?
Right.
Well, tell them how you feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
sometimes it gets lost in translations. So I've learned
Yeah.
to
It
actually
can.
when I'm in that vulnerable state, I've learned to just prefect I've learned to outline the conversation and just go with it. So like Renata, if I have a problem with you and I know that you're just like that emotional person, I would be like, all right, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I really need to talk to you. This conversation is not for you to feel bad about yourself. This is not for you
Mm.
to cry at the end of the day,
Yeah.
but this is allowing me to tell you
Right.
how I feel, and these are my deep down
Right.
um, feelings.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm just kind of setting the tone to this relationship like, hey, this is very serious, or this
Mm-hmm.
conversation, hey, this is very serious, and I need to know where to go from here.
Right. Yeah.
Your response is going to let me know how to go from here.
Sure
And
will.
once I hear that,
Sure
I would
will.
go like, all right, well, I'm going to actually remove myself from this
Mm-hmm.
because it's not I you don't see an issue.
Right.
Let's say you don't see an issue.
Right.
You don't see an issue
Yeah.
in this, so therefore you're telling me that my feelings right now
Not
are not
valid.
valid.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to have to treat you like a spade. Like if
Yeah.
you are a spade, you're a spade.
Yeah.
So I've learned to do that within the last couple of years, but I didn't learn how to do so until like I turned 25.
Mm.
I don't know what happened at the age of 25. Things just got a little bit more like serious and heightened
Mm-hmm.
because I was tired of taking shit and giving
Mm-hmm.
shit. So I started giving you the shit back, you know?
Mm. And even with that, sometimes even when you do express how you feel to somebody, it won't register to them the way that you need it to because we're so different.
Yes,
Like to them it may not have been nothing major, but to
it
you it
is.
was. And so at the end of the day, that's where you have to always remember to put yourself first.
Yeah.
And if you feel like Just because it's not always a bad thing that how you feel doesn't register to the next person. Just because, I mean, they're just basing it off of like how they view life and situations. So, but that's where you have to still put yourself first, like she said. um you're going to remove yourself if you feel like your feelings are not valid, and that's what you have to do at the end of the day, like, because it's about you.
Yeah.
And it's about how you feel and how someone makes you feel, or if you're feeling some type of way and that person is like, okay, whatever, like,
Yeah.
you know, who want to be in a relationship like that?
Yeah.
So it's like, you
But
just gotta move around anyway.
it gives you such a relief when you're able to just be open, because there was times where I could not. I have moments to where the words won't come out of my mouth. Like I am trying to tell you something and it just can't come out of my mouth. Like with my husband, there was like, I don't remember, but there has been a few times where I just wanted to tell him something and he's sitting there trying to listen to me. And he's like, does it help when I close my eyes? Should I turn my back? Like, how can I help you tell me something?
Yeah.
You know? And I'm just like, but
Yeah.
like the words could not fundamentally come out of my mouth, but I'm in my head, I'm saying it.
Yeah.
But when someone is patient with you and is listening to you, and it makes you feel like a safe space.
Right. Yeah.
So, and that's even with friends. Like, I can tell my friends something health wise that's going on with me where I would never really share because it's just what goes on in my household goes on in my household. But I don't experience any bad traumatic things to where it's like, oh, my boyfriend cheated or we did this and this. I don't experience that. So I always thought that since I didn't experience that, maybe my feelings didn't matter because you guys are going through whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like your trauma over trumps my trauma, and my trauma is literally just a small little fight that I might have had.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It shouldn't be like that. No, I know
okay. I was just using it.
Is not,
I was just saying it was just an example.
But it really shouldn't be like that because we do think like that naturally as people. Like, you don't want to go and tell somebody how you feel because they going through whatever. And if somebody is in a space, sometimes you still should give them space even though you need them. You definitely don't want to overburden someone. Because that can happen. You got to make sure that when it is time for you to be open and honest with people, that they're in a space to be able to receive that.
Yeah.
Because if they're not, they will overlook it and it may not even be intentional, but they going through their own stuff and they can't carry what you trying to give to them at the time. So it is important to make sure that that person, whoever is in that space, even if you're just calling to vent or you just need somebody to talk to, and if for some reason your go-to ain't in the space, have a backup. Have a backup. Don't hold it in. Have a backup.
Listen, my friends, I know which one to go with what. Like, I know. I'm not trying to say you got a bad angel and you got a good angel, but I just know who I need to go to when it comes to like
know your people.
I'm going through these feelings right now.
Time.
You know, but people. I've also learned that my vulnerability is like it comes in like splashes, like it's just a drop here, a drop there.
Yeah.
But it also comes in a sarcastic way. Like, why are you laughing?
Good. Why do you always ask people why they laughing? I'm laughing because it's funny.
The sad thing is someone just said you looking at people like, why are you laughing? I'm sorry. I don't try to because I don't try to. I promise you, I don't.
It's okay. It's okay.
I don't mean it in a mean way, y'all. I just like, why are you laughing?
You curious, probably.
I'm curious. Like,
if I laugh, it's because something funny to me.
I'm like, did I do something wrong? Because you know how you have like those awkward laughs, like the.
Yeah.
Oh, she said that. Oh, okay.
It's just because you said it come in splashes, so
It
it's
does
just
come
like
as
it's random. So I thought it was kind of funny.
okay.
I could just, I guess for me, I could visualize it, so that's why I laugh. Like not that you going through something and it's funny that you going through something, but I
Yeah.
could just be like, just because I know us and we be
Yeah.
having random ass moments anyway. So it's like when you said that, I'm like, I could see her doing that, and I just laugh.
It just comes. It literally comes in like random splashes. Like you never know what I'm going through. Like I just like when I had a mental breakdown, but I'm okay. I figured it out.
Right.
But it's just like one of those quick splashes.
You do that. You really do.
It just
Yeah.
like, but I'm okay. I'm fine.
And then be like, it happened the day before, and it's the next day, and she didn't tell me the day it happened, but the next day she's like, yeah, really going through it last night, but hello, have a great day today. But hey,
But
it's
I
good
don't-
that you can bounce back that fast.
Yeah, it was like it's just how I process it. It's like sometimes when I just can't find a solution, I'm just like, well, yeah. So that just really happened. I literally had a
Right.
breakdown, and I cried for like 5-10 minutes, and I went to go grocery shopping or
Right.
something.
Tipsy grocery shop.
I don't think I would do. I only go tipsy grocery shopping with Dro.
Okay, so it's not yet. Please don't go by yourself if you're tipsy, because somebody got to drive. So,
But like, yeah, I just have those
Safety
like
first.
weird bursts of like vulnerability. But I'm glad that people are able to take it and do the checkup. Like, I'm glad, like you, I'm glad you're okay. Are you really okay?
right, yes,
Because you sound perfectly fine.
right.
But you just found out, like you guys, I had a lump in my breast,
Yes, you did. You sure did.
and I was going through it for those
you
days.
was.
I was googling. I cried. I said, "What if I have no boobs? What if I can't
Right.
breastfeed
Ooh.
children?" Like I literally was going through it to where, and it was over the weekend, y'all. Because over the weekend, emailed my doctor. My doctor came clutch on Monday, but I literally was telling people like the day after it happened, or like during my little breakdown. Yeah, I have a lump in my breast, but I went to they just stopped like what?
Right.
I was like, yeah, I went to the doctor and it was just a cyst. That's all. It's just a big ass cyst. I mean,
Right.
just a cyst. But that's how I'm very open and very free. But there's certain things to me that it's hard for me to just be
Right.
like, yeah, I'm about to have ankle surgery. Y'all, true story, I am going to have ankle surgery. But I'm terrified. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But, I did it once. I can do it again.
Right.
But then they'd be like, how are you really feeling?
Right.
I mean, can you guys relate? Like, are you guys the same? Like, is there someone out there like me? Please be someone
I'm
out
sure
there
there's
like
someone
me.
out there like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, the strong friend.
Yeah. Girl.
Uh, have you ever opened up to someone and regretted it?
Rose eyes, yes. Rose eyes. I ain't gonna tell y'all who it is either.
It ain't
tell
me.
y'all who it is. No,
It ain't me.
Mm-mm.
It ain't me, baby. It ain't
No.
me.
But yeah, I definitely have opened up to someone, shared my entire feelings from point A to point Z, just to leave feeling worse than when I came in. Just to feel like you definitely overlooked everything that I said.
Yeah.
You definitely did not take any responsibility. You definitely made me feel like I was just a victim, and like my feelings were not valid.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And it was depending on the relationship. I think it was makes it worse because of the relationship that I was in at the time.
Okay.
So, and I'm not talking about my previous marriage. I'm not talking about that. But we have different relationships. We got friendships. We got families. So it's in one of them relationship categories. But because of who it is, I won't share too much. But but yeah, definitely in like I still think about that to this day, and it was a really long time ago. But I've just learned to kind of cope with it, and I learned to. I always say, know your people, because some people may have done things to you, or and because of the type of relationship that you have with them, you can't necessarily cut them off. So
Yeah.
you still kind of got to deal with them. But just know your person, know your people, and you just gotta understand, like, this is how this person is, and I'm just gonna have to accept that. The sooner you accept it, the better and more you can carry on throughout your life. And yeah, but very, very hurtful moment. And I do think about it sometimes, but I do feel like I'm healed from that moment. So I'm okay. I mean, y'all, like, at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I can't just be carrying that around with me for many years of my life and just be miserable about it, because I deserve happiness.
You do.
And
You do. You really do.
yeah, I just, some things sometimes you got to be the one to take the L, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yep. What about you?
I have. I've actually opened up to people who were friends in a season. Um, when I did open up with those friends in a season, I I was betrayed, and that it's not like I was like shit talking or anything like that, but
Mm-hmm.
they kind of use like whatever you can find in as a weakness, and I think that's very weak of people.
Right.
But then I developed trust issues in that
Wow.
in
Yeah.
that part of my life, but like I said, I've gotten better with trusting people and allowing them into my circle, but I definitely keep my circle small because before I would just, oh, my friends, my friends, my friends, my friends. But it's
Mm-hmm.
like, your grandparents say they ain't really your friends.
Right. For real.
They ain't
For
your friends.
real.
Your friends ain't the friends that you think they are. You
Right.
know.
That part. That
Um,
part. For real.
but I can definitely, when you do open up to someone and they don't value your emotions, it's really hard, um, because maybe that's just who they are and where they are in
Mm-hmm.
life. And I'm learning that still to this day because been I haven't been cutting people off, but I have been basically letting people know how I feel, which is a really big thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to see what they do with it.
Right.
And I just move on from there. I had a situation where I did let someone know, and this was actually a family member. I let them know how I felt in that moment, and it was just like,
Oh. Oh. Wow. Oh.
it was like a kick in the face,
Yeah.
when you're letting someone know how you feel.
Right.
And it's just like, maybe that's just not how they perceived, or maybe that's just not how they were raised.
Right. Yeah.
And and sometimes it's just so negative to where
Mm-hmm.
I have to remove myself from that.
Mm-hmm.
And I never thought that that's where you would be, you
Right.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if you haven't grown up with this person. So you
Mm-hmm.
really kind of technically don't know this person.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's like, it is emotional because it's
Yeah.
like when you try your best to tell people how you feel, when you're finally have the courage to tell someone
Right.
how you feel, and it's a slap in the face where it's like your feelings are not validated or they're not doing anything to change that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I've kind of learned to just deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously I'm still hurt, but it's like one of those, like, my life with you not in it is 10 times better than if you were in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to be okay with that because
Right.
I don't allow stress, and that is just a very stressful
Right.
situation to
Yeah.
even try to like debunk, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Um
Yeah.
and I'm not saying that they like you confide in them and they're like using that to you. It's more so they're not doing anything.
Right.
And
About it.
it's
Yeah.
hard to be okay with that,
Mm-hmm.
especially in an emotion, like, as a someone who's in tune with their emotions and their
Right.
feelings,
Yeah.
and you're just sitting there and you're just like, oh well, it be like that sometimes. Cool.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. I'm not gonna allow you to see me cry on this phone,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm hurt when I get off this phone.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
um
Yeah. It's
yeah.
sad.
Yeah, sorry you guys.
He
It was
said,
just
"No, it's okay."
I didn't think that I would even like
No.
talk about it or even just cry about it because I have talked about it, but it was more so like my nonchalant,
Right.
hey, this hurts, but hey,
Yeah.
I'm totally okay.
Right. No,
You
it's
know.
okay. You needed to let that out, and it's a real thing. It's
Yeah.
real.
And it's
With
just
people
like,
that you really love and trying to create relationships with, and you're trying to explain to them like, hey, like this is how you made me feel, and you just like,
yeah.
okay, and
Yeah.
like, where's the love?
Where's the
You know what I'm saying?
where's the
Like,
you don't even have to say sorry, but just acknowledge that
right.
I okay, you feel that way or something like
Mm-hmm.
I was like, even if you be like, I'm sorry that you feel that way. It doesn't even have to be like, I'm sorry that I made you feel that way. It's just, oh, I realize that you feel this way.
Mm-hmm.
Let's work on something, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
It's just that sometimes people are just like, some people are just so caught up in themselves that nothing else around them matters, and it'll be
Yeah.
those same type of people that one day you're gonna look around and nobody's gonna be there because you never gave a fuck in the first place.
Exactly.
So, and it that
Yeah.
is what you
Because
that
I
is
was
what
just like, you know,
that is what it is.
that is what it is at
That's
this
how it
point.
is.
Because I sit here and I go, well, guess what? Whatever beautiful little creature that comes out of me, you're just not going to be a part of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on you.
And I always tell people all the time, like, at the end of the day, like, if you one of them dope A people, it's their loss. It's
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
loss.
I was like, listen, my little family will be fine without you.
Right. You don't get to come in this space.
No, you
You
don't
know what
get
I'm
to.
saying? Like, you had your opportunity. I mean,
But my husband always was like, when we first got together, he was like, I trust you 98%. That hurt. I was like, 98%? We 6 years in, buddy. What you mean?
98%. Yeah.
98%. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, 98%. Because I got to give you some airs of,
Right.
mess ups. But I'm at 100%, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm at
That's what's
100.
up.
But it was like more so like, I trust you
Mm-hmm. Right.
98%.
Right. Yeah.
I got to a 99 one year. He's like, yeah, you're at a 99.9. I said, what about that other 1%? He's like, I know you're not going anywhere. I just want to make sure that I protect my little piece.
Right. For real, though. For real.
Oh, goodness.
Yes.
That's.
Yep. So, it ain't easy, but
It's not. It really isn't. I don't.
It's necessary.
I think in order to be vulnerable, you need to. Being vulnerable helps you grow as a person,
It does.
and it helps you heal.
It does. It does. We gotta let it out.
You gotta let
Even
it out.
if it's something like I said, like with my spouse, and I open up and I share with him. I opened up and shared with him everything that I've gone through in my life. I unpeeled every layer and did not leave anything out. His face was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
And even with that, he didn't. It's not always about like certain people doing things to you, but it's about your traumas. It's about your childhood. It's about what experiences that you have had to endure through your
Yeah.
adulthood just to be able to talk to somebody about those things, because what you don't want to do is hold it in. And yes, letting it out is where the healing comes. Like being comfortable to cry in front of people, in front
Yeah.
of certain people. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I would sit and talk to my husband about what I've gone through, and I just cry. I
Yeah.
just be crying, and I. It's been times where I'm like, I'm so sorry that I'm crying.
And he'd
No,
be
don't
like,
be
why are you
sorry. Yeah,
apologizing?
don't be sorry.
Yeah.
Like, let that shit out
I'm
so you
trying.
can let it go and move forward.
I'm learning to let sorry out of my vocabulary
Right.
because I
Mm-hmm.
apologize for like the simplest things
Mm-hmm.
of just like, oh, what it, I didn't lock the door. I'm sorry.
Right.
Why are you sorry?
And I'm definitely one of them people. Like, if I hear you say I'm sorry, stop saying you're sorry. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I tell somebody close to me that all the time. She always say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm like, she'll cough. I'm sorry. What you sorry for? You not sorry. You excuse you okay? You need some tissue? You need a medicine? Like, no, you're not sorry. Like,
yeah.
But people just so used to, whatever. But
apologizing.
yeah,
Um,
and
what are some what are some ways to like create? Sorry, y'all. I'm
it's
still
okay.
stuck on the whole sorry.
It's all
Oh, and I
right.
just said sorry. That is crazy.
Right, you said sorry. Yeah, I'm still stuck on the sorry, but I think I know what you're gonna ask me. What are some ways like spaces created? I mean, for you to have that safety net in that space and
Yeah. What are some tips that you would provide with people to just be able to have that vulnerability, or even if someone is being vulnerable with you?
definitely checking in on people. Like everybody's so busy with their lives, they'll never take the time to stop and check in on people.
Yeah.
If I know somebody's going through something, I'm gonna keep checking on you until you tell me you're not going through it no more. Like
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna let you think that you're in it by yourself, because a lot of times we do. If I open up to you and I tell you that I'm going through something and then I feel like you ain't checked on me, it's not gonna be running through my mind that you haven't. But at time I might remember, like, dang,
You
don't
don't
nobody
care?
check on me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Nobody check on me. They don't know if I'm healed or if I'm not. Like I was sick last year, y'all. Like, and I'm going back through it again. That's why these are on my wrist, and I'm going back through it again. And I can honestly say that like 3 people know that I'm even dealing with this right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's because I chose to open up to those 3 people. However, when I went through it last year, multiple people knew about it, but how many people actually took the time to check on me? And see, I'm so big on that because I don't want people to feel like what they going through it by themselves, because y'all, mental health is
Oh my
freaking real.
goodness.
It
Yes.
will take you over the top. It will have you thinking things and wanting to harm yourself and
Just give up.
see, I'm getting emotional, because it will put you in a place to where you feel like you're giving up. It will put you in a place to where you feel like people don't care. It will take you there, and it's just because your mental is not right. So, like I said, I'm going to check on you until you tell me you're not going through that no more. Because
And
I'm not gonna leave you
she really
going
do.
through that by yourself. I'm not gonna do it, baby.
She really does. Like literally, I wasn't feeling good one day, and I told her I was like, "Hey, I'm not feeling good." I don't know what I was going through at that time, but she didn't hear from me that whole following next day until like she sent a message at like 5 o'clock. Hey, I haven't heard from you. I just wanted to make sure you're okay,
Mm-hmm.
sis. Whatever you're going through. I was just like sick. I was like dog sick. I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
it was,
I don't remember either,
but you was
but
just making sure that. Oh,
yeah.
that's because I remember.
What was it? You got a cold or flu or something? It
Man,
don't matter what the hell it is. I'm still gonna be checking.
Duck came back from school
Oh, was
and
sick.
got sick, and
Damn.
then she got. Actually, that was Goose, and then she got the other duck sick, and then
Oh.
Mama Duck is breastfeeding, so
Domino
therefore
effect.
the whole house was sick.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
sick. My husband got sick, and he don't even go to that house. I stripped down. Like
Mm-hmm.
my laundry is literally at the front door. I literally just take off them clothes and put them in it
Mm-hmm.
because I. Mm-mm.
Right.
But she does make sure that
Yeah,
you're
you're not
okay.
finna go through it by yourself. I'm gonna be there. I don't care if it is and don't answer my text or my call. Guess what I'm doing? Get in the car. I'm coming straight to you. Don't play with me. I need to see your face. Sometimes just a voice over the phone is not enough. I'm a come. Like, because mental health is important. And that's why I do that.
Yeah.
Another thing is prioritizing open conversations. Like, I'm going to make sure you feel comfortable with me to be able to open up and tell me. You gonna know I got your back. You gonna know that I'm genuinely listening, and I'm gonna give you, if it's an issue you have with me, I'm gonna give you a genuine response. If it's not an issue that you have with me, I'm still gonna give you a genuine response. Like, that's just, again, mental health is real.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I can't, if I love you, I can't sit back and just, oh,
Watch
you
you.
gonna come call me and tell me you going through this, and and then you not gonna hear from me for months or weeks. No, baby,
Yeah.
no. I'm going to bug you. You going to tell me, leave you alone. Because, yeah. And then the last little tip I would give is just handle people with care. Don't be rude. Like, just handle them with care. Because I'm telling you, you don't understand. Somebody come to you to open up to you about something, and you being rude and you being a B word, you could take people over the top, man. And it's just sad. Like, I
Yeah.
would hate to ever get a phone call that somebody decided, I'm just gonna give up no more because I don't have nobody. Like, please come to me. Please,
Yeah.
please come to me. I'm about to cry right now. Please come
No,
to
don't
me.
cry.
I don't care what I'm holding on or what burdens I already have on my shoulder. Like, I'm not gonna let you go through that shit on your own. Like, come to me.
Yeah.
That's for all y'all listening to this podcast.
I like what was it? Just this week I had a few people come to call me just venting. And I was just like, it feels special to be that
Yes.
person for someone or that person for them to trust, because I had 3 phone calls within 5 minutes of um this is what's going on, yada yada yada. But one thing I do appreciate is, hi, how are you?
Right.
That it would always bother me when you start a conversation without a
Right.
hi, how are you? But
Yeah.
they're able to talk to me, and they just want you to listen. So I guess my little tips is that you listen,
Right.
um, and then interact in the conversation if it is appropriate.
Yeah, if it's needed. Sometimes you just
Because
listen.
sometimes it's not needed.
It's
Sometimes
not.
it's just um,
I just need
words.
your
I just
shoulder
need
to
you.
cry on
I
right
just need to
now.
talk to you.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is,
Yes.
if there is time, give a solution or help. Don't give your solution. Talk to them like, okay, what are we going to do about this?
Right.
You feel this way. What is something that makes you feel better?
Right.
What can we do to prevent this feeling again?
Right.
So I know a lot for me, it's you think, what is it? You think, feel, hear, what is it? Hear, feel, touch, something.
Yeah.
Just hear them out and be like, I hear you. I understand what you're saying. I feel that this, but just take your opinion out of it, because it's not about you in that moment. It is
Right.
not about you.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand how to take themselves out of the equation.
Yeah.
You can relate, but do not take over their time venting.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you have a hard time with it for a while, for me, when I was in high school, I would write down my thoughts, and then I would never share it. But after I had wrote it, it it made me feel 10 times better.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I would honestly, this is why I fell in love with poetry, because I would create poems of my feelings, but they were very dark, very dark and twisted. They had a dark route in life. I mean, everybody has a little. Everybody,
Yes, girl.
everybody's buried under the tunnel until the light can be shone
Right.
upon them. But it would be like, it wouldn't be roses are red, violets are blue. You hurt my feelings, I'm gonna kill you. It wasn't nothing like that. But it was just like,
Skid and scissor.
I just killed my ex.
Right.
But it was more so just, it was my way of healing.
Right.
But now I'm able to talk about it,
Right.
just in a weird way. But only if you knew me, you would understand that I'm not okay.
Right.
In that point of my random
Right. Yeah.
splats of emotions. Like yesterday, my emotions changed on this couch. And my husband said, what's wrong with you?
Right.
Your energy just changed. I was like, I'm just frustrated because I couldn't make these shirts.
Oh, look, and this is my first time hearing about this. Really?
I went to the storage.
Wow.
I found backups. I was
Wow.
like, it's just, the machine's just not working. I tried the small machine. I was just like, what is wrong? And he's just like,
Nothing you can do about it.
you're okay. And I was
Yeah,
like,
it's okay.
these flashcards better work. But I really wanted to make the shirt. And I was just like, you know what? I got a solution. He was like, well, tell me the solution. I said, I'm not going to. Well, I can't tell you the solution because I want it to be a surprise. But I got a solution. It's just going to cost a penny. But damn. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Yeah.
I would look back on the ways of how you feel or how you can express your vulnerability, allowing people in, but knowing the right people to know to let in. goodness gracious.
Right.
Because those people that you allow in are not going to judge you. They're going to check on you.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to make sure that there's a solution to the problem, and they're just going to listen.
Right.
Half of the time, I just need people to listen to any of the little problems that I have. I know my problems are not like World War III, but I might just have a little problem with digesting my feelings. But anyways, yes. You want to add anything to this? Because I'm trying to cry
I'm
again.
still just sitting in the topic, honestly. That's why I'm just sitting here like that, just sitting and thinking and into the topic. It kind of bring up like memories from the past and stuff like that. But yeah,
I had a few myself.
Yeah, so I'm just like sitting. But yeah, find those people, find those outlets, and
we listen. We don't judge.
Right. We listen and we love.
Yes, we listen and we love.
Yeah.
We want to create that space, that safe space for you. We're never gonna share anything that you don't want us to share. But if you just have something to just vent or anything, our DMs are always welcomed. Just tell us this is how you want to vent. We'll read it and we'll say thank you for sharing. And we hope that we hope that that can heal you. We want, like I said, want to create that safe space. Thank you for creating that safe space for us to break down and cry, to be vulnerable and open.
Yeah.
Because we're silly open. We're just not open on a deeper level. So we do thank you for that.
Yes.
As always, you can follow us at They Love Our Energy on Instagram and YouTube, Apple and Spotify. I said it in an accent for you, darling.
Yeah, you did.
And you can also find me at Everything Treya _ and you can find Renata at
Always our Nicole, and Nicole is spelled NECHOLE. Yes, y'all. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, share this podcast with a friend. Share with someone you love. Yeah.
And as always, we love you.
We love you and see you on next week's episode.
Bye. My hair.
If you think I'm gonna play with you, god damn it, I'm not.
What? You have it.
You never seen that?
There you go. There you go.
Okay, 5,
4,
3, 2. You ready? No, you're not ready.
Oh, there was something in my eye.